Hey, welcome back, guys. We're back for another Perfect Body Zone podcast, and we're here with Darren. How are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Cheers for having us on.
So just let us a little introduction to yourself and your company and what you do.
Yeah, so I run a company called Spearhead Fitness. So I'm ex-forces. I served in the Marines for 11 years. After that, I got to a point in the career where I was sort of like, right, I need to come home and sort of do something different with my life. And yeah, I think through COVID, I was already trained as a personal trainer anyway.
Yeah.
I had a few ideas through COVID during lockdowns and stuff that I wanted to sort of do a fitness business, not just be Darren Clark PT. I wanted to do something I could expand on a little bit more. So Spearhead Fitness was born.
Nice.
So we do a lot of apparel, so like clothing. I do a lot of online coaching. I run boot camps locally in Bexhill. And I've got like one-to-one clients that I do as well. So yeah, I've been going 3 years now.
Nice.
It's going well.
So it's a good name, Spearhead.
Yeah.
What made you come up with that name?
So I wanted to do something loosely based on like my Commando heritage.
Yep.
And there's so many different, because it's a bit of a rite of passage. A lot of lads go into personal training or mindset coaching because we've got that background.
Yeah, you've been tested already.
Yeah, and we've got that experience and capabilities to really push people into sort of achieving their goals. But there's a lot of Commando this, Commando that, Marines this, Marines that, and it's quite saturated in that respect. And I wanted something loosely based, but something that could be interpreted by anyone and everyone.
Yeah.
And I was sat there through COVID and I had a few ideas and I was looking through like loads of different stuff with the Marines if something would stick out. And we're like the spearhead amphibious force of the UK. And again, in World War II, Winston Churchill, he made the Commandos as a spearhead force of the invasion of Europe. And so the spearhead sort of, it kept sticking out to me. And I looked into, I knew obviously the definition anyway.
Yeah.
But then I got up like the definition of it, and it was taking the lead, like a group or individual that takes the lead. And I thought, that's quite a good, it's a good little slogan. Yeah. It can be interpreted to anyone. And it's sort of taking charge of your life, taking the lead in your life, taking action. And all of that sort of came together. And with that, there was like a clear logo.
Yeah.
Being look, the spear.
Nice logo as well, yeah.
Like being the spearhead. Good, like catchy name, loosely based on my Commando heritage.
Yeah.
And it came with a slogan as well that was like punchy and powerful, short, take the lead. That could be interpreted by anyone. Like take the lead in your fitness journey, take the lead in being a parent, taking the lead in action in any sort of goal you want to achieve. And yeah, it kind of built from there. As soon as I sort of got that, it stuck out to me. I was like, yeah, that's it. Like we're rolling with that, and
it's good. It's really good name. Obviously, really good logo. Really good apparel. To be fair, you just gave me a hat. Thanks very much. I need it with this bloody hell. I'll be over in Turkey in no time.
Fair enough,
How has the company gone? How long have you been running?
I've been going 3 years now.
Yeah,
and it's
just up.
Yeah, it's really well. It took off a lot better than I thought it would, because there was an unknown after COVID.
Yeah.
I left the Marines just after COVID had finished.
Oh, Jesus.
And which was quite a daunting time anyway. When you put your notice in to leave the military, you get a year. You do a year notice, and that's to kind of set yourself up for leaving.
Yeah. That's nice.
It's nice, but it's not as beneficial as what it could be.
Yeah.
I think like the courses I got put on, I got told how to write a CV for a day, how to conduct myself at an interview, make sure you wear a suit, and this, that, and the other.
That's like kind of stuff when you come out of schools.
Yeah, exactly. And I was sort of saying, right, I want to go self-employed. I want to start a fitness business, and I was getting told all the time, "No, you're an idiot.
You're an idiot, really?
Yeah, after COVID, you're an idiot. Like that's going to flop."
Considering you've been in the Marines, you'd be the most qualified rather than somebody who just went and got like a certificate online.
And I think a lot of it is they don't want you to leave.
Okay, yeah, I understand that.
So they like maybe try and discourage you, but also self-employed after COVID, literally COVID has finished. It was sort of quite like a scary time to do it anyway. But I think the more I was getting told it won't work, I was like, watch me.
Yeah.
Like, watch me. So I came in all guns blazing. When I first started, I made sure like I had a truck all signed, like got a big pickup truck, had a big spear like bashed on the side of it.
Nice.
Flags galore, this, that and the other, and just went, right, I'm just going to come in hard, see what happens. I had 2 months still getting paid by the Marines when I first left it out the door.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, I've got a bit of a buffer there. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll see what happens. But I in my head, I was like, I'm not going to let it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to let it fail. Like I'll do what it takes. And I think with that Commando background, people buy into that a little bit more.
Yeah, massively. If I was going to get a PT, somebody who just went to uni or got a certificate online, or someone's been in the Marines, I know where I'm going. I want to be beaten up a little bit.
Yeah, and I don't like to sort of go like, oh, I've been a Marine, or I'm a Commando. Like, I don't like to be too arrogant with it, but I think
humble, nice.
Yeah, it does, like, it packs a bit of a punch, and people sort of got drawn into that.
Yeah,
and then from there, got referred pretty quick onto people, and it's been up on the rise. So yeah,
you seem like a very humble person anyway. You know, you don't come across as I'm this, I'm that, you're not regimented, you're not coming across as an attack mode as many people might see it. Oh, I was a Marines, and you're just shouting. Your content online, your video, and your aura in person does seem very humble, understanding, accepting, and you communicate very well.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, man.
So, do you feel like when you've got clients, you need to be in Marine mode, shouty, kind of get it done now, 100 push-ups, or do you have the softer approach, a more understanding approach?
I'm the complete opposite of what people expect, and I get that a lot, where people will be like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to go to one of his boot camps because he's going to be horrible, and
crack a whip.
But I think I've taken the good parts of what I had as a Commando and brought it into like my coaching. So I will give a bit of tough love if it's needed. But I'm more understanding, because as well as being a Commando or ex-Commando, I'm also a dad. Like, I've got 2 kids. I'm now a business owner as well. So I've got that compassion of, like, people don't necessarily want it. They're not there to be soldiers. And my last 3 years of my career, I took recruits through training. So I've got that experience of coaching like civilians into elite soldiers as well. But I'm not the sort of person that goes, right, I'm going to make you all elite soldiers. Like, some people are there for my boot camps, for example. Some people are there for a jolly. They're there to come and catch up. They might be there to come speak to one of their mates for the whole session.
Different demographics of people.
So I kind of like, I'll gauge like clients on an individual basis and see what they need. Some people take better to like a tough love approach. Other people need that softer approach. So yeah, I'm not like the screaming and shouting like Commando that I would have been whilst I was serving. I've taken those sort of mindset qualities, and I coach in like a bit of a different way now.
I was just about to say to you, what do you think the approach is? Because when people come to me for advice, guidance, coaching, or substance abuse, a lot of young guys come to me for. It's a mixture. So I could say to somebody, stop with your fucking excuses. Pull your fucking socks up and get out and do it. I don't want to hear you moaning, complaining to me every week in the DMs. Stop it. Or the other side is, I understand, mate. I know you're going through a tough time. So different people require different answers or different guidance.
And again, like, everyone's got their own individual personalities and their ways of dealing with things and responding to things. And like you say there, some people will respond to a bit of a more aggressive approach or a bit more of a tough love approach. But then I know maybe a couple of my clients wouldn't appreciate me sort of going at them in that sense. So you've got to sort of gauge that client pretty quick. To how they'll respond to it. But yeah, my main focus is that mindset is everything. Like, obviously we spoke before we started here, like that is my approach and my view for any sort of task, physical, like lifestyle wise. Like, mindset is everything.
So how do you break down people's mindset when they come to you and they want a bit of coaching, they want to change their lifestyle? How would you first assess them to then see where you're going to go with your guidance and your training?
It's getting to know them a bit more on like a personal level, I guess. So I'll go through like a thorough consultation process for my online coaching, and it's not sort of like, what exercises do you like, what food and do you like or dislike. I'll go quite heavy into lifestyle. What do you do for work? What's your lifestyle circumstances like? Are you a parent? This, that and the other. Because then I can kind of build up a process, because it's all well and good someone going down the gym for an hour, training for that hour. They could be really intense with that and train as hard as they want, but you've got 23 hours of the rest of the day where their lifestyle might be completely off, completely different to someone else. And so I delve into someone's lifestyle to go, right, how can we change and adapt that lifestyle? And I think, like, PTs do like various different things. Like, I know there'll be some people that will go, right, I'll just focus on your training and nutrition. Where like I'll do the training and nutrition side of things, but I massively focus on like habits, routines, building that discipline outside of training. Because for me, if that's in check, your training's going to be on top form as well.
Do you reckon that stems from your Commando training? Because most people go for the fitness side, like as you say. If you've got a PT, I'll give you this food, I'll make you do this training, I'll get this check-in. Whereas you've gone for the mental side and the mindset side. Do you reckon that comes from your training in the Commando?
100%, 100%. And I think it's like a unique view that I've had, and luckily I've had from both sides. So obviously I went through training myself, so I got broken down like mad to get built up, and then end of my career I was then one of those instructors who was doing the breaking down mentally and building
one of those guys.
One of the horrible bastards. So I like, luckily I did that for 3 years as well.
Wow.
So I've seen it from both sides really, and I think the main thing it boils down to is people don't know their limits.
Yeah.
Everyone's got what they perceive are their limits physically, mentally, and more often than not, you've got 50, 60% more in the tank than that, doing anything.
Yeah.
And it's those barriers that stop people from doing stuff, whether that's fitness related, lifestyle related, jumping into a new job, new relationship, and anything really. And I think like unlocking that mindset for someone is life changing, and it comes with like a bit of exposure. So the only reason for like the Marines, any soldiers in the army, whatever, the only reason like our mindsets are unlocked because you get broken down to a point where you go, fuck, like I cannot do anymore. Literally cannot do anymore. I've got nothing left in me. A little bit more. And then one of the horrible bastards will go, do it all again.
Yeah.
And you're there like, I can't. And they'll go, like something I used to do because it was done to me was someone would be there on the floor going, I can't, like corporal, I can't do anymore. I've got nothing left. And I'd be like, right, that's fine. You stay there. I'll thrash the rest of the troop while you watch it, unless you go do it all again. And then all of a sudden they'd go do it all again. And at the time as a recruit, I was like, they are fucking horrible. Yeah. Why are they doing this to us? Why are they doing this to us? But then when I was on the other side of it, you're not just doing it to be horrible. You're doing it to unlock someone's perception of what their limits are. Because that bloke could be on the ground going, I've got nothing more in the tank. And then all of a sudden he's done it all over again. His mindset, then that barrier in his head, then goes, oh fuck, I'm capable of that little bit more. And it's constantly
a bit of guilt for somebody else as well, though, because that's his team members, that's his unit.
Yeah.
And he's pulled out a load more strength out of nowhere because he's not only letting himself down, he's letting them down.
Yeah.
So
and that's why you do that mindset thing. And at the time, like I said, you sort of go, oh, they've just been horrible to us. They hate us. They've been horrible. But it's not. It's putting a little bit of mental pressure on for some, because he doesn't want to see his mates get thrashed and then be the one that stood there watching it. So it's that little mental pressure that unlocks that physical response to go, actually, I don't want to see my friends get thrashed. I'm gonna do it anyway. And then that's how I kind of do things with my clients, is putting that little bit of mental pressure on someone to unlock a physical barrier. And then
that's nice.
Something I always say to my clients, is quite like a horrible way to say it, and I'll say it to you, like if I was to say to you now, answer honestly, go run a marathon now.
No chance.
Okay, right. But then if I said someone's got your loved ones with a gun to their head and they say, if you don't go run a marathon now, would you still say no?
I'm giving it a go, aren't I?
There you go. So your mental block has then opened up that little bit more, and it's those little bits of pressure where you go, okay, but you might not get good time, but there's a bit of pressure on now. You've just gone from saying no to I'll give it a go. And that's how I kind of like work things with my clients mentally, to just put that little bit of mental pressure on to go, because you'll probably know as well, where people go to the gym, they'll do the 10 to 12 or 8 to 12 reps. They'll get to 12, not even fatiguing at all, and they're like, I'm done. Like, come on, you've got more in the tank there.
And now the people have done training like that.
Yeah, and it's sort of going, right, no, you need to push into that bit of pain. To receive.
I always refer back to Arnold Schwarzenegger. You only start counting when it hurts.
Exactly. 100%, mate. But people are scared of that. People are scared of when it hurts.
Coming back to what you said, the negative repercussions for your actions. So obviously, if you didn't run the marathon, you'd lose your family members. What about if somebody's sitting there and they need that push, but they're by themselves? What would they do? Would they give themselves some negative repercussions to their actions?
But they can do. Like obviously, as a coach, like people are obviously employing or paying me to sort of be that coach and mentor, but my way of mentoring and coaching people is I don't want a client long term.
No,
if you get what I mean. You want to change someone's lifestyle and mindset. I don't like just, and if a client comes to me and they want a training program and they want to get like shredded up for the summer, by all means I'll do it, but I like going, no, I want to change your life here. And that's nice. And that means like you go off and you fend for yourself. So like you're saying there, I don't want them to constantly rely on me
Yeah.
to be that motivating factor to give people kick up the arses. I want them to have that mentality instilled in them, like I've got now from Commando training,
Yeah.
to kind of go, I can't be arsed today, I can't be bothered today, but they've got that discipline there to go and do it. And I guess that's what it boils down to. There's a part of the initial stages where you need that mental pressure that can sometimes be from an external source, like a coach, and that eventually builds into discipline.
Yeah.
So if you have that mindset of, like I've told you there, to go, right, would you run a marathon? No. Would you do it if someone had your loved ones? Yeah. You can kind of do that. Now I've sort of done that with you, maybe that would take forward into your training elsewhere. Because I'll do that if I'm out on doing some like disgusting training session or something like that. I'll take my mind into a darker place.
Yeah.
To kind of go, would I be able to do this if someone had my loved ones, or would I be able to do this if, like, I've set up little scenarios in my head. And I think Eddie Hall said it when he did the 500 kg deadlift.
Yeah.
He said he wasn't lifting the deadlift bar, he was lifting a car off of his kids.
Oh wow!
So
shit.
That's that mindset that he's not seen that as a barbell with 500 kg on, and he's gone, no, I'm viewing this as a car lifting it off my kids, and he's tapped into that mindset there by himself.
Yeah.
And I think that's where, like, I'll give people the tools to go, maybe think of this in a different way. Like, sometimes it's all right to have those sort of darker thoughts to kind of give, if you really want to push yourself.
Yeah.
Have those darker thoughts and put a bit of pressure on yourself, and you'd be better for it.
If I don't do this, there's going to be those negative consequences.
Yeah.
What about people who make up the excuses for the negative consequences? Because they've got all this advice, you know, they can make the negative consequences. They could go to the gym, but they're going to say, I haven't got time. They're going to say, I'm a busy guy.
Yeah, which is like the most common thing I probably get. Normally, I'll say, check your screen time. So I'll be like, right, get your screen time up, show me. And then it would be like, today, 6 to 8 hours of screen time. And I'm like, okay, so you've got time.
Yeah.
You've sat there scrolling for hours. But again, I'll look into someone's lifestyle. Like I was saying through the consultation process, I'll be like, right, what's your lifestyle? And I'll find gaps, and I'll help. Like, if they go, right, I'll get up and I'll scroll in the mornings, or I'll get up and procrastinate for half an hour before I go to work, I'll coach them into seeing where there's smaller gaps.
Yeah.
And for me, that boils down to, some people are like all or nothing. Like, it'd be like, oh, I can't get to the gym today, so I'll write it off.
Yeah.
And that for me, and sometimes I think the fitness industry sometimes like puts pressure on that, and the fitness industry, like, as you probably know, I think it's mental half the time.
Yeah.
There's so many different things going on, so much advice, and it's half the PTs. Like, I won't slate people, but half the PTs, it's like, you've got to have this perfect lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like, you're only going to get results if you're up at 4 o'clock every morning, you're hitting the gym as hard as you can. But sometimes it boils down to, okay, right, spanners in the works today, you can't get to the gym, do 30 press-ups.
Yeah.
Or do 5 minutes worth of maximum squats. And people have come back to me and they go, well, that's going to do something. I'm like, well, it's better than sat on your ass doing nothing. And there's so much grey space in between all or nothing.
Yeah.
Where goals are still achieved, and it boils down to that lack of time. When someone goes, I ain't got time, I'm like, okay, well, you've not got time to go to the gym for an hour and maybe have that 10-20 minute journey there and back.
Yeah.
However, have you got 10 minutes? Can you walk around the block?
Yeah.
Can you do 10-minute, as many rounds as possible with 5 squats, 5 press-ups, 5 sit-ups? Just do that as many times through as you can in 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden,
yeah,
their mindset changes again to go, okay, there is time in the day. Because I think people are programmed into thinking, if you've not got that hour spare, it's a write-off.
Yeah, massively. And people people underappreciate the compound effect.
Yeah.
Your 10 minutes that you're going to do, the 20-minute home workout you're going to do.
Yeah.
Over the year, you'll be burning loads of calories.
Yeah, exactly. And again, that's something I took from the Marines. The busiest lifestyle you can imagine, when you're like, even like on camp, like, or on deployments, wherever, you're constantly busy, you're constantly doing something, but we're expected to stay at like elite level of fitness.
Yeah.
So that requires you fitting in training wherever you can, whether that's like lifting ammo tins like full of weight, or just like big like iron rods as weight, or whatever. They'll be like, right lads, we've got 10-20 minutes here, right, quick bit of fizz, and you thrash out like a circuit or something, and then you're straight into another tasking or another job. And that shows me that you can stay at like athlete levels of fitness with minimal time and minimal equipment. So yeah, when people come to me and they go, I haven't got time or I haven't got equipment, like it's coaching them into that, again, a mindset change into finding that time in the day that it's okay to not have an hour there. 10 minutes could be all you need.
Yeah.
Like, I can guarantee you, if I said now, go do non-stop press-ups, as many press-ups as you can have for 10 minutes, like you're going to be blowing at the end of it.
Yeah.
Your arms are going to be ready to explode, and this, or squats or any exercise that, and all of a sudden that 10 minutes you've got a massive benefit out of it.
So just referring back to what you said about time, people don't have the hour slot, so they just give up on the day. Can't get to the gym, so I'm not even going to bother trying anything. And then you mentioned push-ups, workouts, home workouts.
Yeah.
A lot of people undervalue what you can do with a YouTube video, a bit of space, a couple of dumbbells.
Yeah.
What would be your advice to people who maybe don't go to the gym or haven't got time for the gym or don't get out to that? What can they do at home? What can they do to get fit around all these other externals?
So, again, body weight goes a long way.
Yeah.
Like, it goes a long way. And again, like, I'll refer to someone, I think Charlie Bronson.
Yeah.
Like, I think he did a book a while ago. It was like working out in small spaces with no kit. And
Charlie Bronson did a book on that.
Yeah. And
that's crazy.
Yeah. And do you know what I mean? But like, obviously the size of him.
Yeah.
Like, hard as nails, but he's in prison for however long. He's got fit somehow in a jail cell. And via body weight means, and it's that understanding and coaching again into how to utilize body weight stuff. Or like I say to clients, like, you can get a £15 set of resistance bands off of, and again, like, people go, oh, what, that's going to work if I can't get to the gym. I'm like, well, yeah, like, if you can't get to the gym, something's better than nothing. And that's what it boils down to a lot of the time. Something's better than nothing. There's all that grey space in between all or nothing that you can do. If they're going, oh, I'm all in here, I can't get to the gym, I can't today, so I'm just going to sit and eat like a sack on the sofa or whatever.
You're a prime example. You know, guys in the army are shredded, but when they're on tour or doing things, they've got limited equipment. They're absolutely shredded. And again, guys in prison, absolutely shredded. Even on solitary confinement, absolutely shredded. So
it's utilising body weight stuff. So understanding of what body weight exercises are out there, get absolute basics. Like, you can hammer the basics hard, and then doing variations of that. So again, if you press ups, you can do it for time. You can slow down the tempo, change the angle, the feet raised. Same with squats. Like, you could do squats as quick. Go, right, I'm going to do 10 minutes squats as quick as possible, or I'm going to do 5 minutes of squats with a 4 to 5 second negative, or like a 20-second squat hold at the bottom. Like, there's so many different variations you can bring into it that are going to really stimulate the muscles. And again, you might not get absolutely huge, but you're going to do something.
How much time do you need to do these body workouts? So if people are saying, I'm never going to do it because I haven't got that hour to do the body workouts, can they get the same sort of burn or a good burn in 20 minutes, half an hour, 45?
100%. So you could do, again, if someone's at home or wherever they are, or on like deployment in the desert or whatever, and you've got an hour, okay, you can probably go for a bit more of like a strength-based session.
Yeah.
But if someone goes, right, I've got 15, 20 minutes today, I'm like, okay, right, we'll turn it into a bit of a HIIT session.
Yeah.
So we'll raise the intensity up. You got that body weight stuff, and you could just go, I don't know, off the top of my head, we'll go, right, we'll choose 3 exercises or 4 exercises. We'll go press ups, squats, sit-ups, lunges.
Yeah.
Right, you're going to choose a rep range depending on your difficulty. We'll do like 6 reps for easy of each, 8 for medium, 10 for hard.
Yeah.
You're going to set a 15-minute timer, and you're just going to lap through those as quick as you can. Maybe at the end of each, the 4th exercise, stick a sprint in.
Yeah.
Like, there you go. You're going to be massively blowing probably in 5 to 10 minutes, let alone 15, 20.
An example of that is the training that people do in their MMA. I did kickboxing the other day. I went down to Titan kickboxing. And the warm-up crazy. You're doing sprints on the spot. Star jumps, push-ups. And just after a few variations of that, and you know, I was 10 minutes in and I was absolutely dripping. I was like, this is ridiculous. How unfit am I? And that shows your fitness level when you do these warm-ups.
Exactly. And so again, something that can always be achieved. Sometimes people are just unknowledgeable, and it's not any fault of their own. Sometimes it just takes like a coach or PT or whatever to just give them a bit of a steer in the direction to say, you don't need to get to the gym to achieve results. That's your gold standard, top tier or whatever, but you can break it into like a tier system essentially. Top tier, you're going to get to the gym for an hour, hash out a big old workout. Medium tier, okay, we'll do a 20-minute HIIT session. Bottom tier, 10-minute walk around the block. That something is better than going, right, you can't go, so you just sit on your ass
So if somebody come to you and they said, right, I want to lose weight quick, what would be your go-to? They haven't got a PT and haven't got the gym.
Okay, so again, if they want to lose weight quick, you've got to, there is that point of going, you need to be a bit strict.
Yeah,
I'd say, and this is sometimes where people do have that or they don't. So if someone hasn't got that discipline, it would be a bit hard. I'd say they probably need someone to coach them.
Yeah,
because you can give someone the tools, you can give someone the advice, whether they then go and action that.
Horse to water, can't make it drink.
Yeah, 100%. And so if someone come to me and went, right, I've got a holiday, I need to lose weight quick, and they didn't want me as a coach,
yeah,
I could give them that advice, be like, right, you need to go strict, you need to sort of rein it in on your diet,
yeah,
mega disciplined, you need to commit that time in, because otherwise you've got a short period of time here, you're not going to get those results. If that was me working with them, again, it'd be the same, be like, right, it's time to knuckle down, get a bit of discipline, this is going to be hard, but you want that goal in a short period of time, it's up to you whether you want to make that commitment. So yeah, again, sometimes it boils down to discipline. Some people have it, some people don't. If they don't, I'd coach someone into having that discipline via the means that we've spoken about, with those little mindset changes and this, that, and the other. If someone does have it, it's like you said, like you can lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink.
So how do you train discipline? So, you get a lot of guys, they want to be harder, they want to be tougher, they want to be stronger.
Yeah.
They give themselves excuses, they don't look at their screen time, as you say. How does somebody implement discipline into their mindset, a bit more strength into their mentality?
Yeah, so that boils down to absolutely hammering and being an expert at the basics.
Yeah.
Absolute basics, whether that's getting up and making your bed in the military, it's getting up, making your bed, making your breakfast, making that commitment to train or whatever, or setting little habits. So sometimes I'll say to a client, set a habit, morning routine is sort of a game changer for your day.
Yeah.
So much can be done in a morning routine, and if you wake up shit and you start off on the back foot because you're unmotivated and you're not getting up and making a coffee or brushing your teeth, or do you know what I mean? You're starting off on the back foot. Whereas if you've got specific habits in place, like I say to clients sometimes, right, when you wake up, do 30 press ups, do 30 squats. It's going to take you less than a minute. Then you've done some sort of activity. Drink a glass of water. Get on the scales if I'm with them, or do these little things in your every morning.
Yeah.
Repetition, and just nail the basics. You start building that discipline in.
Yeah.
So, because in times of high stress, you always revert back to your basics, which again's a military thing. So we will absolutely nail the basics down, whether that's weapon drills, certain tactics, or anything like that. Because when shit hits the fan or you're under extreme stress, your body just naturally, subconsciously reverts back to your basics. So if you've already put that effort into building solid foundations there, that's what you're going to revert back to. You just naturally have that discipline. So whether that's you wake up and you know that you're going to drink a glass of water before, when you first get up, you're going to then get up, brush your teeth, or make your bed, make things, set your day up right. Yeah. Whereas if you're waking up like a slob, your motivation is going to start there and start going down. Whereas if you've got solid foundations and habits that are going to, it's all you're a product of your environment. Yeah. So if you're making your environment motivating, you're going to wake up and your motivation's going to start surging instead of dipping.
So morning routines is a massive.
I'd say so. Yeah, I'd say so.
So what would you say to somebody who's grabbing that high sugar Starbucks on the way to work, rushing around, stuck in traffic, and they probably have a donut to start the day or some sort of pastry? How do they shift from that to having that lemon water and doing 10 push-ups? How do they shift?
The thing is though, mate, I'm a big fan of a Starbucks and a donut. I mean, it's sort of I'm not someone who's sort of you need to be drinking lemon water, or you need to be so regimented with your diet and stuff like that. I think it's what you do around that as well. If you want that, however many calorie whipped cream Costa and a donut and stuff like that, it's by all means do that. Yeah. And with anything like a booze up at the weekend or a takeaway with your missus or kids, or taking your kids to McDonald's, it's what you do around that allows you that lifestyle to have that.
So is it your 80% should be better than your 20% and your 20% is your gifts?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, so it's sort of you can have that Costa a day or whatever, but are you going to train with intensity? Are you going to be nailing those basics down to allow yourself to have those little treats? Yeah. And if that's what someone does, it's okay, right, how have you prepared yourself prior to that? it's things like waking up like what's half an hour less sleep.
Yeah.
Sometimes like it's like get up half an hour earlier, really sort of set your day up. Whether that's, sometimes I'll write like a list out of tasks, like that's what like a habit I do when I work. Like, I know what I've got to do for the day.
Yeah.
But I'll get a little post-it note out and I'll write task lists for the day.
Nice.
Just because mentally it's motivating, ticking things off as well. But then whilst I'm in like a fresh mind, I'm like, right, what do I need to do?
Yeah.
And like the Darren of the past has also almost sort of set the Darren of the future up. So if I get a bit where I'm stressed or like I'm a bit busy, I'm like, fucking hell, what have I got to do now? Oh, Darren of the past's already told me.
Yeah.
So I've got stuff there. It's things like that, setting yourself up, and
I like that.
And or getting up that half an hour early to go, right, I'm going to do a 10-minute walk or however many press ups or like a 10-minute core session. Make sure I'll have a half decent breakfast.
Yeah.
That might mean that you don't feel that hunger to go get a donut first thing before work in the morning. Do you know what I mean? There's all these different things, and you get like even stuff like that, like meal prepping.
Yeah, meal prepping is massive, and I think a lot of people underappreciate it. Also, you've got the negative viewpoint of a lot of people who will say eating healthy costs more, which is absolutely absurd.
It's rubbish. Yeah, rubbish.
And it's just another excuse for people.
Yeah.
You know, a prime example is go pick up a few pizzas. It might cost you a couple of quid each.
Yeah.
And then compare that to a basket full of fruit and veg.
Mate, Domino's, how much is Domino's? Like 30 odd quid.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, you go do a 30 quid shop down at Lidl or Aldi. Other shops are available.
Yeah.
But, do you know what I mean? Like you get shitloads of stuff.
Yeah, a big bag of rice, a load of chicken, fruit and veg for £30. Compare that to Domino's, and you've got set meals for the week.
And I think, like, again, it goes down to like the health and fitness industry and the way, like, you get CPTs like only eat whole food stuff and go down to your local market, and like, that's going to cost you.
Yeah.
But if you haven't got that budget, again, this is where I'll look into someone's lifestyle for a consultation, be like, right, what's your job? Like, what's your budget for the week for food and this, that, and the other? And like, there's no harm in shopping for that lesser quality stuff, maybe from like a cheaper shop, but that's going to be better than doing your 30 quid on Domino's at a weekend.
Yeah.
But again, like, I'm partial for a takeaway. Like, it's that work you do in between, because you can have that healthy lifestyle throughout the week and then go, right, I'm having a few beers with the lads at the weekend or whatever. Or, but yeah, like, choosing sort of, like, when people say it's too expensive to eat healthy, it is rubbish.
It does matter.
So you don't need to go all singing or dancing. No. Like, do you know what I mean? What, a bag of oats costs nothing.
98p or something
like that.
Yeah,
for a big bag of oats. Like, there you go. Like, there's your breakfast done. Porridge, overnight oats or whatever. Bit of fruit, again, don't cost a lot. Sort of like, you could get like a big crate of chicken.
Yeah.
Like, if you're wanting variety every single day, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, maybe.
But I'd say throw in like different herbs and spices and sauces. Like, you might have the chicken and rice with a certain veg on one day, but then you might throw in chicken and rice and a sauce and a different veg on another day.
You can tart anything up into however you want. And if you don't mind, and most people eat quite repetitive anyway.
Yeah.
But some people will go, and I'm not someone who goes, right, chicken, broccoli and rice every day. Like, I think that's bollocks. So
that's the mindset most people think it is.
Yeah, and it's not sustainable. You're not going to be happy. And I think to get to your goals, you want to enjoy the process as well as, like, accepting it will be hard, but if you can make it enjoyable. But again, I digress. But I think people can have variety, like you said there, by something simple like a sauce or a herb and spice, and like maybe the way you cook it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
What about supplements?
Supplements again?
Are you a supplement taker, or do you encourage, or just say stick to nutritious foods?
So like, I'll do both. Like, I'm not heavy on like the supplement. I'll take like my whey protein and like creatine and stuff like that. I'm not too bothered.
I think that's the main one for most people, isn't it? Creatine, protein.
Yeah,
they're the main subs for
pre-workout wise. Like, I find like a heavy black coffee in the morning. That's sends me good to go. But yeah, again, it dependent on someone's goal.
Yeah,
dependent on someone's. Again, it's sort of, if you're getting enough protein from your food, do you necessarily need that, like, that way?
Yeah.
Like, again, maybe, I don't know. It's dependent on the individual.
Yeah, and it comes down to busy lifestyles. Are people going to prep that meal prep for getting that protein?
Yeah.
Or do they go for the shake where it's all packed in for it?
Yeah, and that's the thing. And like, I think, say someone's like a shift worker, or they've got like a massively busy job.
Yeah.
And they get not a lot of time to eat in the day, and they've got a protein goal to hit. They're like, oh, fucking hell, like, I've barely eaten today. I've got to get 150 to 200 grams of protein in the evening, I'll be like, well, that's where a supplement, and it's in the name, and it's supplement something into your diet to assist it, really, not to solely rely on it. But yeah,
I'm a big, recently, last I'd say year, prepper. Not just for the end of the world that I'm prepping for. You've been in the forces. I'm really worried about kind of society, but also I always have a protein shaker in the car, sachets of proteins, some sort of nuts in the car. I have like a cool bag. I have water in the car, and if I'm ever out or I'm seeing clients or I'm away, or I think to myself, if I break down, at least I've got some substance in the car. And I think that's a thing that people can have as well.
100%. But like what you're doing there is you're making your life easier.
Yeah,
you invest in probably a small period of time to make your life that bit easier.
Yeah,
and that's what's something I see with people sometimes, where I'm like, right, meal prepping, they're like, God, it takes ages. And I'm like, okay, but invest an hour on a Sunday to just do a big batch cook. You're probably going to be cooking anyway.
Yeah,
like in the military we call it concurrent activity. So it's doing multiple things at once. It's like, right, you're cooking your dinner for yourself, like your partner, your kids or whatever. Like, why not have another pan on the go, or another, do you know what I mean? Why not be cooking something else?
Yeah.
Spend that hour, that's going to save you X amount of hours in a week.
Yeah.
Like there, you saved yourself by having all that stuff in your car. A point where you go, fuck, I'm thirsty or hungry, I've got nothing, I need to pop to the shops, or like you've got stuff pre-prepared.
And then you've got limited choices as well. You pop to the shops and you're getting either, if you're lucky, a healthy-ish meal deal, or you're stopping off to get those high sugars kind of McDonald's and your drive-throughs. When if you've got something in the car, then you can refer back to your nuts and your protein.
And it goes back to you've given yourself time there.
Yeah.
So by preparing yourself, you've given yourself that bit of time. So when people go, I ain't got time.
Yeah.
Right. Invest a little bit of time that you could probably use a bit of concurrent activity. Yeah. You're going to save yourself X amount of hours in the week by going to the shops to get a meal deal, or like making a breakfast in the morning, whatever. Yeah. Like sometimes minutes count, and it's those minutes built up over a week where you go,
compound,
now you've built up 20 minutes spare there that you could do your workout in the week or whatever.
It's a good way to view it. I think a lot of people nowadays want to prep or want to be better organised, but we would just come up with the excuses, and then we put it off until we get pissed off of it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So just wrapping up, where can people find you?
So I'm on Instagram, Spearhead Fitness UK or spearheadfitness.co.uk.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Facebook or Instagram is my main sort of sources of social media. And yeah, we've got the website as well, which I've got all like my gear on and that. Sort of get on the email scheme from that as well. But
beautiful. Yeah. Thank you very much for coming on.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, appreciate having on. Cheers, mate.
We're out, guys. Peace.